Rhys Bowen's work has sold close to 10 million copies in over 30 languages. She's been nominated for every major mystery award there is and has won multiple, including the Agatha Award, I think like 5 times. Wow. So her books include The Royal's Finest and Molly Murphy Historical Mysteries, as well as several international best-selling standalone novels. She joins us today on Author's Note. What an honor. Thank you for joining us today.
Good morning.
Good morning. We know it's early where you are, but we're so excited to talk about your newest release, Mrs. Endicott's Splendid Adventure. There it is. There it is. So very interestingly, this is historical fiction in England in 1938. It centers on Ellie Endicott, whose life is upended, sends her on this adventure. So talk about the premise of Mrs. Endicott's adventure.
Well, yeah, she's been the perfect wife for 30 years. And she's blindsided when her husband suddenly announces he wants a divorce. He wants to marry a younger woman. He thinks she'll go away quietly, move to a cottage, keep cats, do good works, that sort of thing. Instead of that, she finds her spunk. She steals his beloved Bentley car, and with 2 other women whom society has not treated fairly, she drives to the south of France. When they get there, the Bentley breaks down in a little fishing village, and they have a whole new life.
It is a second act story, right? You just said the second, adventure. I love talking to authors and who focus on that because I think that's almost the most exciting and important part of a woman's life, and this is really what you're celebrating.
Yeah, I'm really celebrating women finding out who they are, being able to blossom into the people they're supposed to be, and through the strength of female bonding, female friendship, I think that because of that, Ellie is able to become the woman she was supposed to be.
You set this in 1938. So talk about the reasoning for putting it in that time period in England.
Well, I've written a lot of books that focus around World War II in various locations. I did the Tuscan Child, the Venice Sketchbook, the Rose Arbor, and we focused on different aspects of World War II. And obviously, if Ellie drives to the south of France and she finds this wonderful little fishing village and she lives happily ever after, it's wonderful for her, but it's not exactly, I suppose, the best book. And also, what happens when you get to France when you're an enemy alien and suddenly World War II is declared? She has to decide, do I leave? Do I go back to what I knew before? And she stays with almost disastrous consequences. The south of France was quite nice in World War II. For a long time, it was in the free zone of France. It was left alone. They probably didn't know much that there was a war until suddenly in 1943, the Germans move in en masse and they round up the Jews and they treat the residents very badly. So things don't go well for a time. And I think every story needs that moment of tension and that moment where you can see what the hero or heroine can do in awful circumstances.
Do you enjoy the research portion of it, kind of diving in and finding out what life was like in that time period?
I enjoy the research so much because, first of all, I have to go to the south of France and stay in Cassis and see what's coming in the bistros, and which I did just before I wrote this. I'd been to the place before, but I always go back again and notice the sights and smells. And also, everything I write in my historicals has to be correct. I did lots of research on Marseille and how there was the resistance was smuggling out Jewish men, etc. I did all that sort of thing.
Totally fascinating. What is your writing day like? So because you're very prolific, I mean, you're always coming out with another book. How do you stay so disciplined? What is your day like to produce what you're producing?
Well, it's my job, and like any other job, I go to work early in the morning. I get up, I go down, and I start to write, and I won't let myself finish until I've done 1,500 words. So that's about 5 pages per day, and I know if I do that, I can finish the first draft in about 4 months. And then I can work on it, polish it. It goes to people that whose opinion I value, and then I do another polish, and then it goes to my agents who have suggestions, and then another polish, and then it goes to my. So I write every day. Some days it's really easy, and I zoom through, and maybe I do 7 or 8 pages. Other days it's like pulling teeth. I get up, I walk around, I make a cup of coffee, I throw things in the washing machine, I walk outside to see if the garden's still there. Um, if I can't leave until I've done those 1,500 words, I do it. And I think, oh God, this is rubbish. What an awful book. What a stupid book.
No,
Why am
of
I doing
course not. Of course not. It's what you think at first, but then, of course, we all love them. And thank you for getting up early and doing this with us this morning. Don't miss Mrs. Endicott's Splendid Adventures. It is available right now for readers. Amazon's a great place, but of course, anywhere you get your fine books. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you.